This lovely dress was donated by Mildred's daughter, and it was worn by Mildred for the wedding of Mildred and Merle that took place in October of 1939. And I just want to give a little shout out to all those that do send donations, and then so often they enclose these beautiful little cards. I really appreciate that. She also sent an image of Mildred and Merle on their wedding in October that happened in Ridgeway, Pennsylvania. Look at that beautiful couple. The dress was purchased down in Pittsburgh. She's not sure if it was from a store or if it was custom made for Mildred. I guess at the time she was 5'7" and 120 pounds. So you can imagine the dress is quite small and for a tall woman. But look at that lovely 1930s, late 1930s silhouette with the puffy sleeves and the cute bow on the back. It's kind of hard to tell, but it has a subtle moire finish to it. And I believe this one's kind of a puzzler. So I think it was a blend of a rayon and an acetate for that taffeta. So I'm going to start, I removed the bow. One, I wanted to kind of do an experiment first and seeing what would happen from cleaning this fabric. Would the finish be removed from cleaning? So this was a good way to do an experiment. And two, the bow was rather heavy in comparison to the back of the dress. So I did want to remove it because it was starting to kind of cause wear and a couple little tiny holes from it being sewn on. And I did clean this separately, and it will be included with the dress. So this so far went well with the bow, so I'm going to proceed on working on the dress. And my kind of starting what I've been using so often is doing a retro wash, about 1 tablespoon of that. And then I do a little bit of Dawn and a little bit of washing soda. And I'm putting it in a tub. And look at the water after 1 hour. Even though this dress was cleaned by a cleaner and quote-unquote heirloomed in the late 80s, there was still some yellowing that occurred. And you can see there in the water that it definitely took care of some of that. But I am going to take it another step farther and do a sodium perborate and a sodium percarbonate. I used 1/4 cup of sodium percarbonate and 1 cup of sodium perborate. And to kind of help maintain a higher temperature, I put a tub inside a tub and did tea kettles of hot water on the outer one to try to kind of keep it warmer. A little bit more yellowing did come out, so I was glad to see that as well. And then you have to rinse off or wash off the previous products. So then I did another retro wash and then several rounds of rinsing and let it drip for a while. Oftentimes these vintage wedding dresses look so sad when they're wet. They're so wrinkled and definitely in need of some ironing. But in this one with the big full sleeves, I did put plastic bags inside of the sleeves while it was drying. But now it is dry, so I'm using a sleeve board to press, starting off here with the sleeves and the bodice. So with that fullness, it just kind of is a little time consuming, but just you're working your way little by little throughout the areas. And I do what I can on the back side of the fabric. And you just, like I said, just little by little work your way through. And happily, the moire pattern remained. Inside the sleeves, as found, it had some ties inside. And those at the time, with what was originally a crisp fabric, would have helped maintain that pointed shape as you see there in the original photo. I did replace the inner ties, but again, the fabric is softer now, so it is not holding that crisp shape as it did originally. But there is the befores and after. The dress did brighten up. It's not to a bright white. It is more of a cream color. And as mentioned, I did not reattach that back bow, but rather I am just including it with the dress. But I was so happy that the finish of the dress did not come off after soaking. I'm happy with how it brightened up. I love the softness of it, just the classic sweet simplicity of it. And it is still a beautiful dress almost 87 years later.